Patrick's been cleared for full contact practice. You don't have any full contact practices.
I know.
It's not that great, right?
Right. Well, yeah, that's the thing. He can have contact, one-on-one stuff, where before it was very limited. It's good news from that standpoint. There's no timetable for a game. Like you said, if we can get him up and going as quick as possible, that's the key. But it was good news that with the healing of his elbow and where it is right now.
But you have no idea when he'll be able to play.
It's a lot up to the medical staff and when they feel like he can go and that type of thing. And again, it's one of those things. If he gets it hit in the wrong way, it could be trouble for a lot longer. So that's where they want to make sure that he, is put in a good position where it's well enough. He has a nice brace that was made for it and everything, so that should protect it somewhat.
You've talked about how roles change in the second unit without Pat. How has Gravis stepped up over the last couple of weeks?
Well, he stepped up offensively. He had a big game offensively against New Orleans for us and kind of got us out of the rut. And that's what he has to do without Patrick out there to stretch the floor and produce points for us. He's got to do that. Not to the point where he overdoes it, but to the point where he's got to be the main hub with the second unit.
Knowing that we're getting to the end of the season here, you're looking to get some more rest for Kyle. How much does it help to have a competent backup like Gravis who can step in and there's a little drop-off?
Huge, because he's been an NBA starter, and this is an opportunity for him to show that he can run a team, as being the main guy if Kyle his minutes are cut. So, again, I don't want to overemphasize the minute cuts with Kyle because we're still in the business of winning games. But again, we want to make sure we get he and DeMar some rest, but not at the expense of losing a game. So that's the most important thing. And also Nando, we want to see him as a point also, just to see what he can do as a point, .12 or .21 or whatever you want to call it. Where he handles the ball and runs the show, because he's been effective in his career of attacking pick and rolls, attacking one-on-one, and running a team.
With Kyle and DeMar, is it easier that you're getting him some time in the first quarter? You got Kyle out after 5 minutes instead of 12 the other day.
Right.
That's the better time for you?
That's a better time, just because we can see how the game is going and see how the flow is going. And again, get him a blow early and give the other guys a chance to get in and get a sweat before the game gets in crunch time. So, and we'll probably continue to do that.
Dwane, is it hard to balance, trying to give these guys rest, changing their minutes in terms of the game, but the slow starts are still an issue for you guys, so it seems like it's a bit more treacherous than it sounds.
No question, and that's the slow start haunts everything. And the slow start kept us from cutting DeMar's minutes the other night. So we got to get our energy going, whatever it is. I mean, I don't know if our slow starts were as bad against Oklahoma City. I don't remember that, but one sticks out was Sunday. But I thought we had a decent start in OKC. I thought the slow start, one was a little emotional hangover from the OKC double overtime game, early game. A lot of factors went into that. So we've had that history, but I think it was more pronounced in the game Sunday just because of those other factors.
Coach, everybody's looking at schedules, standings, all of that stuff, and people are looking at your week, but you can't get 4 before you get 1. How do you keep the guys focused? Because everybody's expecting, the expectations have changed slightly.
Well, expectations have changed dramatically. We go from a potential lottery team to now, wanting home court advantage in the first round. My thing is to keep the process going, not focus on those things, because you can get overwhelmed if you look at it too much. Like you said, not only one game at a time, let's get 1 quarter at a time. We just talked about the slow starts. Let's get the 1 quarter at a time, 1 second quarter. And now the other things will take care of themselves. So, when expectations change, then, you can get overwhelmed with that somewhat if you skip too many letters of the alphabet. So we want to make sure we take care of business one step at a time and not lose focus. I mean, my thing is, getting into the hunt, getting into the dance first. All the other stuff will take care of itself, once we accomplish that.
Coach talking about the slow starts. Cavaliers have had their own problems with slow starts as of late. I don't know if you're aware, probably. How much of that do you talk to your guys prior to the game?
Well, we talked to them about how you can't relax against this team because they keep coming. They were behind in OKC, had a chance to win that game. Behind in Houston, had a chance to put themselves in winning that game. They were behind in New York, came back and won that game. So you can't relax against the team, and it's good and bad. It shows resilience. It's bad if you're that team that has a slow start, but also if your team is fighting back and not giving in and quitting, that's also a good thing too. So we're very aware that they're playing very good basketball right now. They got beat by some very good teams, so that's not overlooked by us. Their defense is probably one of the best field goal percentage-wise in the league right now in the last 4 or 5 games. So and shooting the ball, they're averaging about 102 points a game. 49% shooting field goal percentage, somewhere in that area. So they're playing at a high level right now, and that's not lost on us.
How much different are they without Kyrie?
Well, they're playing harder, not as much on talent, but more on grit and grime and that type of thing. Playing hard. Deladova comes in; he's a one-man press. He sets the tone for the rest of them. One of the best offensive rebounding trio with Zeller, Thompson, and Varejao in the league in the top 15. So we have our work cut out for us. And again, we can't think about anything right now except the Cleveland Cavaliers and taking care of that business.
Coach, you're removed in terms of the tournament. I mean, your championship was a long time ago, but Kentucky's still in the hunt. Villanova's gone home. Guys were getting on Kyle. A little chatter around the locker room, and do they jump you on it too, being a Kentucky guy?
They can jump me all they want to, but all I do is point at the banners up in the ceiling. They're up there for a reason. So Kentucky's they're going to be there. I mean, just like the other programs in the Carolina, Duke normally. And it's a ritual every year, and that's what's expected. You're not expected to think about the next recruiting class. You're expected to win championships, and that's the way it was there when I was playing, and when I was coaching there, it was expected. So I'm happy for them. It's very difficult to do with a young team. But they don't look at class, whether if you're juniors, seniors, freshmen, sophomores. The fans there, they want not wins, championships, and that's what you think about starting the season. So the whole expectation is different, and it doesn't change. It doesn't change.
We're from a different time where Kentucky and Louisville never played. What's it going to be like in Indianapolis this weekend?
I was there. Well, the second time they played, I was there, and I know Coach Sutton called them the little brothers down the road. That caused a big stir, and we ended up beating them at that time. But it's a bitter rival. It's a very bitter rival, and especially emphasized even more with Rick at Louisville, and used to be at Kentucky. So it's going to be a great game. I think Louisville's a very veteran team, experienced team, been there before, done that. So I think that's going to be a big issue for Kentucky. But if they can continue to grow as they've done in the last few weeks, it could give them a chance.